on the road with Jess Jones of the Soul Collective. And Jess and I, for anybody who hasn't, hi Jess.
Hi.
For anybody who hasn't been following along with Suburban Sandcastles, my other business, we are joining Jess for the expansion of the Soul Collective, which is her business, up the eastern side of Australia, which is pretty damn exciting. So we have got me and Jess, our two babies, Sylvie and Mabel, and we are travelling over 2,000 kilometres, hosting 5 events. And what else are we doing? Conducting interviews and creating a documentary film, which is going to screen in Melbourne later this year. And so there's been lots and lots of time for philosophical conversation on our road trip, and a lot of thought went into, you know, doing this in the first place. Who could you travel with in such close proximity for five or 7 days with 2 babies and not want to kill each other? We really had to think, you know, and for us it was pretty clear that we could do that, but to get to that point, as many of you would have experienced yourself with living in close quarters with people, it's understanding that what's important to one person is not always going to be important to the other. And for us, really knowing each other well enough to know when we're expecting too much of the other person within their own value system, or really pushing our own values onto them. And so I wanted to use this opportunity to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that Jess and I have been working through, to give you an insight, and those of you who are in the tribe and have been part of the Leading to Loving program will understand this. An insight into one of the biggest reasons that we have conflict with other people is because we expect other people to live with, you know, live within what's true for us, when in fact it's often not. And in our exercises that we do in the program, we get people to isolate what their top values are. That's Mabel saying hi. Hi Mabel. We get people to isolate what those top values are. And for me, I know, and I do redo mine often, it comes up as learning, family and health, and they're the things that my life tends to demonstrate is most important to me. And for Jess, it's going to be largely building your business as a collective.
Yeah.
And what that means sometimes is that, you know, for me, my business might come second if my kids are sick, or my business might come second if, you know, I'm really deeply inspired to learn something. Whereas for Jess, because growing her business is number one, and that might come above the other things that I would have on number one. And so if I'm not being conscious about that, I could be likely to project onto Jess, oh well, you should do this, or you should think that, or why are you considering this? But that's not fair, because that's me trying to get Jess to live within what I value, which are no more right than her values. Just like Jess could be thinking, why isn't Bridget doing more to grow her business? She could do X, Y, Z, but she's not doing it, and it drives me crazy, right? Because that might be the values that you're seeing around business and that kind of thing. And this is what we often face as mothers, because there's so much social conditioning, cultural baggage around what it means to be, in inverted commas, the good mother. You know, the good mother who's putting her child first, or the good mother who's thinking of everything and hasn't, you know, is packing a healthy lunch, and who's making sure she's not going to be late to pick up her child from daycare or whatever it is. There's so many layers upon layers upon layers that we put on ourselves as women to think that we need to conform to some ideal, when in fact all we're ever going to do is live what's true for us. And the more congruent we are with that, the less we let the outside world dictate how we're going to feel about that. But it certainly has been, I know for you, Jess, you know, a constant rub around standing true in what you really value and giving your kids the best you can, but also recognising that your business is really, really important to you, and how to best strike a balance that you feel allows for both, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what has been has there been any big challenges for you around finding that sweet spot, or is it something that's constantly you're having to work on?
Honestly, I don't think about it too much, because I know I just sort of think about what I need to do, and what I need to do to get those things done, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So have the same old challenges as anyone else around, you know, if the kids are getting sick, then everything else sort of stops, but it doesn't really stop, you know, honestly, because you have to keep going when you're running a business, and whether you're running a business or you're working or whatever it is you're doing, you know, you've got to keep those things going. So I think there's no sort of constant trying to find the answer or whatever. You just, I kind of feel like I just do what I've got to do. Yeah. And the sickness will go away, or whatever it is that's
the challenge will go away.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I know in our Leading to Loving group, or in our private members group, there's we often often have challenges, I think, with the way that we think that other people are perceiving us. Like, so particularly as mothers, we might feel like we're being judged by the mother-in-law, or we're being judged by our own mother, or we're finding friction with our partner about what we value and what they value. And it's just a mechanism to help us all get really clear on what is most important to us, and also finding our voice and communicating that when we're feeling like we're not being heard by others around us. Because ultimately, when we're perceiving ourselves being judged by those people close to us, it's usually that we're judging ourselves, because we can't actually perceive anybody else judging us unless we're doing it too. And the judgment part of our psyche is actually a moralizing component. It's not actually truly us, because it's us kind of with a stacked kind of beliefs and judgments and moral codes that have been handed down for us. Though they might have been handed down from our parents, and there was a belief that we took from them that we've never questioned, but that's just the way we do things. And sometimes those beliefs can be really helpful, and they can really help us stay on a clear path that we want to stay on. And other times those beliefs can be really limiting, and we can find ourselves at certain points in our motherhood journey where we're hitting blocks within ourselves, or we're hitting the same kind of dynamic with our partner or with our children. And ultimately that's kind of getting us to try and wake up and see whether that belief is still serving us or not. Whether when we're getting to the point where we can see, okay, I see how it's been useful now and up until now, but now I'm ready to let go of it. I'm ready to say that thank you, but let's move forward. And that's one of the key things we also do in our program, is to start to look at, okay, where did this come from? How's it served me? Can I see the benefits I got from it? And can I now see how I want to get those same benefits, or the same alignment in my life, but in a different way that's not kind of dragged down by discomfort, I suppose. And so I just wanted to, hop on here and share a little bit about Road Trip. You can hear Sylvie in the back now, I think. The babies have been so amazing. Like, I think we're still pinching ourselves a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because today's drive is like 7 hours, I think. 7 hours, yeah. And it's been a big drive for the babies. But again, like, that's another thing that I've certainly had to check in on. Like, how is this going for me? Like, we're certainly like pushing them pretty hard, but they're doing amazing. And I think it's one of those things as mothers, when you look after yourself first and you sort of make sure that you're feeling fairly full up, you certainly have the capacity to be there more for your kids, and they're looking to you for how to be. And I think you and I have kept a pretty level head so far.
Yeah. And we're enjoying ourselves. So perhaps too. Yeah,
we're about to do some car karaoke later this afternoon. And we've got a few more calls to make, so we'll get on to that. But thanks to those who tuned in, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.